My man, what's going on?
How are you, Rashad? But I thought we lost you for a second, but we got you. We found you.
Man, Ariel, you know what I always say? Every single time we make one of these plans, please remind me. But even still,
Yes.
I got to have a reminder for my reminder. I forgot, man. I apologize.
No problem at all. What about that Tyron, your buddy over at Fox? Always some drama with him, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I don't know if you, I mean, a lot of you new MMA fans will not know this, but I was the original Tyron Woodley as far as the relationship with Dana. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where he's coming from, but, he's going to learn what I learned, and, at the end of the day, it reminds me of something somebody told me when I got married, it said, if you want to be, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? When I was arguing with my wife, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because if you want to be right, then you're not going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, he can't win this because he fights for the UFC. Dan is the president of the UFC. There's no way he can win this. So at the end of the day, feel the way you feel, but you got to know whenever the conversation comes up where it's, Dana said this, don't even address it. Don't even go down that road. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hard thing to do because your ego gets involved and he's wrong and you want to prove it. And you may feel it's because of this way or because of that. And you want to just expose the truth. But at the end of the day, it's at what expense? Your legacy, your chance to be remembered and what you love to do, because at the end of the day, it's these kind of things that make you hate fighting. I took so many years off my fighting career arguing with Dana, trying to get a fight with Shogun, not trying to fight this guy, trying to do all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it didn't really matter much. I just lost time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get what Tyron's saying, and he's right to feel the way he feels. But at the end of the day, you gotta assess, like, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Now here he is. He got to have a separate meeting about with Dana, with just about how they should be around each other or speak about each other. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be a conversation that should be happening.
You ever talk to him privately? You ever try to give him advice? That's a great quote. I was the original Tyron Woodley. Do you ever sit down and talk to him about some of the things you've learned?
Yeah, I talk to him, but here's the thing about when you talk to somebody about something they're going through or something that you went through, they don't understand it until they go through it. So right. He can't. I can tell him, I can be like, yo, this is what I experienced, this is what I will go through, but he has to go through it for himself. You know what I'm saying? And he's going through it. Now he has to say to himself, how much of this energy am I going to devote to this? Because at the end of the day, it's like a zero-sum game. It's like, what do you gain from being right to Dana White? What do you gain? Nothing. You lose a lot if you lose. If you're wrong, you lose. So why even play with it if you want to be a fighter? And especially if you're tied into two of your revenue streams are tied into something he controls.
Right. The fighting and the TV stuff, right?
Yeah. So, T Wood is my boy all day. I just know the fight that he's up against it ain't worth it.
Pick your battles.
That's it.
All right, let's talk about you now. There was some reports that you were going to fight Michael Bisping, a rematch of UFC 78, the first pay-per-view I ever attended in beautiful Newark, New Jersey. What a fight it was. The two tough champions, undefeated, going toe-to-toe. We thought that there was going to be a rematch in London. What is the state of this fight? Is it happening? What's going on?
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And, I did get the call. My manager called me, Ali. And, they worked it out. And at first I didn't want to even fight Bisping, but he asked to fight me. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of perplexed by that, but I was like, all right, maybe, he just want to scrap with his old friend one last time. I don't know. So I didn't get in my feelings about the fact that my friend wanted to fight me, or I thought my friend, who I thought my friend was, he wanted to fight me, whatever the case may be. I just like, okay, cool. So, I started training, getting ready for the fight. And then, I started like I didn't I didn't get back a contract or anything like that. And then I finally got a contract, but then it was on a day where I also learned that Bisping wasn't going to take the fight. He wasn't going to do the fight because he was having some kind of contract problems with the UFC.
Okay. So has it been delayed, or do you think it just won't happen ever now?
I don't think it's going to happen now. I mean, I think that was a fight that made sense for him at that moment. I don't think it's something that's going to make sense for him, or what I'm saying, he's I don't know. It may or may not. It may appeal to him later on. It may not. But I guess the answer is just I really don't know. But I'm not going to sit and wait for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to be waiting like somebody, like a fiance a woman waits for a husband to propose. It's just just what it is. I'll just fight whoever and see what comes next.
Are you going to stay on that London card, or are you done with that? Is it too late for that? Because that was supposed to be on the London card, right?
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to be on that. I just, it's going to be. I don't have an opponent, but I'm gonna wait and take a fight that makes sense and give myself proper time to train and actually go out there and fight like I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Did you ever address the situation with Bisping? Like, oh man, I thought we were buddies. We worked together. Why did you pick me? Did you ever ask him about that?
No, I didn't, because when we spoke, I spoke. We spoke twice, and once was when I accepted the fight, and then it was really respectful and good luck, good luck in training camp, kind of like a similar situation I had with Chael. And then it was the second time was when he told me that he wasn't going to do the fight, because of the situation with the UFC. So I didn't ask him. I can only, I don't know. I can speculate, but I don't know. What's that?
You haven't worked with him since, right? You haven't been in the studio with him since.
Nah, I haven't worked with him. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna bust his balls when I see him about that.
Do you think it'll be weird?
Huh?
Do you think it'll be weird?
It's a fight. Nah, it's a fight bit. It's a fight game. You got to be able. I don't take it personal.
Okay.
I don't take it personal. For me, I just took it as like, okay, well, because I'm really, really close. I can't say I'm really, really close, but I'm close enough to know Mike and know things about Mike that he may not want mass people to know. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. I
think with that was maybe his intent of why he chose me to fight.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Go ahead.
No, because he knows I'm not going to be doing anything dirty or doing anything, you know what I'm saying, to try to really, 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 really mess him up or hurt him really, really bad. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Yeah.
Like when you're Michael Bisping and you haven't made a lot of friends in a fight game because you know what I'm saying, you're Michael Bisping. When you go out there, you make it personal. So there's a target on your back. You know what I'm saying? If people think that you're wounded duck, they're gonna try to go out there and try to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand. You're not gonna. It won't be personal with you, right? It's just business.
Right. Exactly.
So you're going back to 205. This fight was supposed to be at 205, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to 205. Making a weight at 185 was one thing, but performing at 185 was another. And that's what I really had a hard time doing. Just simple things that I was able to do before, being explosive, being able to have good movement to the point where it was function, not just like that bouncing around, stupid, crazy, like nothing happening,
Yeah. So do you regret it? Like, do you wish you never did it, going down to 185?
No, I don't wish I ever did it. I mean, this is life, Ariel. You know what I'm saying? You live and you make these choices, and whatever choice you make, you got to live with it, and you got to think that you made the best decision at the time that you made a decision. So, with that said, I feel like I made the best decision at the time in what was going on in my life. It didn't work out, but that's life. Not everything you try is going to work out. You just got to keep on going.
Are you, obviously you still want to fight and you're looking for a fight at 205 and you're obviously looking to get back on track. Are you at peace with the way things are for you now? I mean, because you mentioned the Chael fight, that's the last time you won. Is it just like, is it eating you?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm in a weird space, to be honest. I'm in a weird space. It's like, I want to compete and I still want to compete, but then I'm almost in a position where it's like, do I continue to compete? Because then, does it mess up my legacy? You know what I'm saying? And then why am I even competing? And then, like, what is the point? You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird space. It's a weird transition, and no one ever really talks to you about it. So there's really no one you can talk to about it. So it's kind of a weird thing I'm working myself through.
And so how do you navigate that? Like the weirdness? How do you feel comfortable with where you're at?
I don't know. I just got to acknowledge it for one, and just follow my heart. I follow my heart to get here, so I guess I got to follow my heart to see what my next step is. You know what I'm saying? I've always been guided by my passion to compete, so I'm going to see where my passion leads me.
You still want to fight. You still enjoy fighting. You still enjoy training. You still enjoy the whole process.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, I don't enjoy training as much as I used to, but yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy going to the gym and being part of the whole thing and stuff like that. I enjoy it. It's become so part of my life that it is. I don't know my life without it. So it's another issue. How do I assess, like, am I doing this because of the fear factor, or am I doing this because it's something that's really that much part of me?
You feel like, does it bother you that people say, oh, you should retire, you lost 4 in a row, all this stuff. Like, does that bother you that they don't remember the champion, that they don't remember what you did on Tough, like the undefeated guy, all that? Does it bother you that that this is where we are with you? And is that something that fuels you, that you want to remind people who Rashad Evans was, what you used to do? Does that eat up at you inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts when I, go on the internet and some people, say, give me advice about how I could be better than me.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't me. Like I was a witness to myself. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
So it hurts, but I know their intent. They're not trying to be mean and malicious. They trying to inspire me, and they don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? But they're just trying to do their best to give me encouraging words, to let me know they're still there. And then there's people who are just like, you suck. You were never as good as people thought. You said, you were just overhyped or whatever. So, all those things, it does hurt, and it does make me, wish things were different. But at the same time, I see things like this. I used to be like, oh, that's sad, and it could be like, because I'm not winning. But at the end of the day, the sun was going to go down on me anyways. I could be the most dynamic fighter in the world, a legend. The sun is going to go down. And it's just a part of life. Everything ages to old. And it's okay. It's just life. You know what I'm saying? So once I started looking at it like that, then it didn't hurt so much. And then I could fan the flames of other people who want to do it and be genuinely happy for them and not be envious. Because I did have my time, and I don't know if my time will come again, but whatever it may be, I'm not going to be too upset about where I am right now.
So there was a point when you were in the gym and there's like the young guns coming up fighting for belts and all that stuff, and you were envious of them?
Yeah, I'm really happy for those guys. Those guys keep me going. Those guys are very inspirational for me because, I look at them and I see how excited they are, and it reminds me of when I started. And then a piece of me, gets inspired to tap back into that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're doing something for so long, it gets monotonous at times.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do forget how it all was in the beginning because it just happens like that.
And so at this juncture, like, do you even talk I'm wondering if you even talk to older fighters who have been through this. How did you get over it? How did you come to peace with where you're at, this chapter? Do you lean on any of these guys, or are you just kind of figuring it out for yourself?
A bit. I talk to people about, just going through that different transition in life. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. I don't need to talk to a fighter to talk to somebody about a transition in life. We all experience them. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same if you're if you're a fighter, or if you're a fireman, or whatever you choose to do in life. There's always these transitions in life that we have. And, how do we get through them is the issue. Some people can't get through them, and it becomes something that becomes a detriment in their life. You know what I'm saying? And they can't get past it. So it was just about me just being honest with myself, and it took time. I'll be honest. There's days I get super depressed, and I would get sad and stuff like that. But it's just part of it.
How do you handle that? You just kind of ride out the wave?
Yeah, you just ride it out and just because the worst thing is your own mind. Your own mind can convince you of some things that are just not true, or you know what I'm saying. So once you're cognizant of the fact of the demon your own mind can be, it's easier to ride out those emotional storms where you feel like the lowest scum on earth.
The fascinating thing about this stretch that you're in is that it's not like you're getting like knocked out. Like this is what we see, right? When a fighter's, at the end of his career getting knocked out. Of the losses, of the 6 losses, there's only 1 knockout. The rest are split decisions or unanimous decisions. Does that kind of play tricks on you as well? Like, why can't I put it into the next gear? Why am I not finishing these fights? Because it's not like your classic like Roy Jones type of thing. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right, because it bothers me because I'm a psychology major. I know it's psychological and I can't figure it out. And that's the hard part. I know it's a psychological thing. I know it's not a physical thing at all. Physically speaking, I feel better than I have before. But I feel like fighting wise, my IQ is way higher than it's ever been. But yet when it comes to going out and doing what I used to do, I just had that mental block. And I think, I've been theorizing on it. And part of my theory is the fact that I'm paralyzed by, like post-traumatic shock syndrome. When I had some great experiences in the cage, but I also had a lot of bad experiences in the cage. And I think that sometimes when you are emotionally so tied to those bad experiences, it causes you to go out there and have these pauses in your performances where you're going out there and you're looking like you're not in the moment. You're thinking too much, and that's what's been happening to me.
Do you talk to a sports psychologist about this sort of thing?
No, I haven't. I was going to get one, but I feel like they try to rip me off. So I didn't get to one.
So you're just going to figure it out for yourself?
I mean, I think if you don't answer the question why first, how can anybody else answer the question why for you?
Yeah. Maybe someone can help you figure out the answer, but I understand if you want to figure out. I mean, certainly respect that, that you want to try to figure it out on your own. So you are going to keep going. You don't know when you're going to fight again. The Bisping fight isn't happening, but you'd like to get back in there sooner rather than later. Is that all accurate?
Absolutely right.
Do you have an opponent that you'd like, to fight? Is there someone on your mind?
No, I've been having a hard time even thinking of anybody. So,
okay.
If anybody wants to fight me, just we'll do it.
Call you up. All right. Well, Rashad, I wish you the best. There are very few fighters who are more honest than you, and I always appreciate that. Thank you for being as honest as you are. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm sorry, but maybe I'm not sorry that the Bisping fight didn't happen because I don't know, it felt a little too soon, and it felt like a fight that didn't need to really happen. So.
I'm actually happy I didn't get to fight the guy, to be honest. I like Bisping. Right. He's a good guy.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks, Rashad. All the best to you. Talk to you soon, and thank you for doing this.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, there he is, Rashad Evans stopping by. I really mean that. Very few fighters, athletes that I've ever met who are as honest as that man.